On this episode of In the Fight, soldiers take to the hills and valleys of Afghanistan to disrupt the threat of indirect fire. Cooperation at the Khyber Pass helps countries fight the Taliban together. Military personnel expand their skills during exercise Shared Accord. Service members drive the roads of Afghanistan, clearing routes of improvised explosive devices. And Army snipers from across the country compete against each other and test their skills. Indirect fire in the form of rockets and mortars is one of the largest threats to service members in Afghanistan. As Marine Corporal Kaz Krul reports, soldiers stationed in one of the most hostile areas in Wardak province must take to the hills and into the lush green valley itself to disrupt these hidden threats.
As the sun rises over the mountains in central Afghanistan, soldiers peek out over the cliffs, scanning the area for insurgent activity and actions against coalition forces. The effort to keep soldiers safe from indirect fire never stops.
Pretty much just looking for anything out of the ordinary, try to push the Taliban back into the green zone and keep them from doing bad stuff.
The green zone is an area of irrigated farmland in the valleys of central Afghanistan. Most of the enemy activity comes from the green zone as insurgents can fire from the thick cover of trees and overgrown fields. But having observation points, or OPs, on the highest peaks in the region allows for coalition troops to gain the edge on the enemy.
They shoot a lot of rockets from the green zone, so a lot of IDF. If you get in contact, it's more pop shots. You know, they shoot at you, a couple pop shots and run away.
While some climb the rugged terrain to get an eye on the enemy, others must go right into the thick of things to find the precise locations where the IDF is launched.
Pretty much just deters the enemy from shooting mortars and rockets at our FOB. And then we come out here and try to either find caches or just disrupt their operations.
Conducting patrols from this area comes with its own set of obstacles for each individual on the ground.
It's challenging. When we first got here, it was still winter, so there wasn't all the trees and everything was dead, and it was just an open, flat area. But now that the trees and everything have grown up, there's a lot of low visibility areas, and the terrain out here is rough sometimes.
The rough, sometimes difficult terrain is what makes the green zone an ideal location for enemies of Afghanistan to launch their rockets. Soldiers rely on tips from local farmers to pinpoint where the fire is coming from in order to counteract future hostilities. So far, the U.S. presence in the area has reduced the attacks.
When we set up all these OPs and do these patrols, they never seem to shoot at us when our presence is out here. It's when we're not out here that they actually come out and actually do this stuff.
If there's anything we can do, let us know.
While coalition forces have shifted to a strict advisory role, soldiers here are still supporting the Afghan National Army with troops in the field, being on site as soon as the Afghan National Army requests support.
The A&A are definitely doing their job. They're starting to go forward and doing their own missions and trying to take the forward step. We're just kind of sitting back and watching and helping when they need it.
While the Afghan National Army relies less on the ISAF coalition than they have in the past, soldiers stay ready and waiting to assist their Afghan counterparts. Reporting from Wardak Province, Afghanistan, I'm Marine Corporal Kaz Krul.
The Khyber Pass, one of the oldest known mountain passes in the world, is a remote but integral connection between Pakistan and Afghanistan. As Marine Corporal Joshua DeFore reports, keeping this area safe requires a great deal of cooperation and trust between U.S., Afghan, and Pakistani troops.
Nestled among the mountains surrounding the Khyber Pass, just south of the border between Pakistan and Afghanistan, sits the Khyber Joint Border Coordination Center. Here, service members from the Pakistan, Afghan, and American militaries live and work together in an effort to improve border relations and shape Afghanistan's present and future. Such cooperation isn't built overnight, and even a new phone line connecting the borders can signal huge progress.
Just recently, just a young captain said, let's have a meeting at a crucial border area that was being attacked very, very often, both at the Pakistan post and the Afghan post, which grew into, let's go ahead and put in a ground line of communication, meaning just an old wired phone. Taken 7-8 months just to get this, but by having this done at the lowest level, we've been able to go ahead and thwart several attacks where rocket fire had been coming from Afghanistan. The Afghans were able to call the Pak mill, and they were able to bring down fire on those insurgents. This is monumental in the cooperation that is happening here at KGBCC, and this is just one aspect of gaining that trust between two countries.
Khan also says the secret to building trust and communication is simple. Just live by it.
This is a really good atmosphere. We treat everybody here the same, and my dad used to say, treat people like you want to be treated, and this is the way we go ahead and we live and eat and sleep that motto here at Khyber Joint Border Coordination Center.
Marine Corporal Joshua DeFore, Khyber Pass, Afghanistan.
In the past, Jalalabad airfield has experienced its fair share of attacks by insurgents. With U.S. forces continuing to draw down, it's more important than ever for troops to continue their show of force. Army Sergeant Brittany Armstrong files this report.
At Jalalabad Airfield, Bravo Troop of 4th Squadron 9th Cavalry Regiment's main mission is quick reaction force in support of base security. While the number of coalition forces steadily draws down, it remains as important as ever to demonstrate a show of force. We are still here.
Oh, it's important that that they see that we are in the area present and that we're still actively engaged in security, and that we are showing that we do have that the ability to secure ourselves, and that it won't be so easy for them to attack.
While their presence is known, they also look for weak spots in the area to help fix and boost security throughout the outside of Forward Operating Base Fenty.
My team, I'd say they did great. Running the counter IED stuff worked well for us. We had the terrain, kind of dictated some of the spots that we got to use that equipment.
Base patrols give new deployers a working knowledge of what it means to be outside the wire. Reporting from Jalalabad Airfield, Afghanistan, I'm Army Sergeant Brittany Armstrong.
Hi, I'm HM1 Devati, also known as Mom. Hey, my little monkey, I just want to tell you I'm sorry I'm missing your birthday because I'm in Afghanistan, but I love you, Veronica, and I look forward to coming home and celebrating with you. Happy birthday, Veronica, I love you.
I'm Lance Corporal Miller from 6th Communications Battalion, Brooklyn, New York. I'd like to give a shout out to my family, my friends, and especially my niece and nephew, Chase and Zoe. I'll see you guys soon.
Hi, my name is Major Kevin Finley, stationed with the 101st Airborne Division, Bagram Airfield, Afghanistan. Wanted to give a shout out to my wife, Natalia, and my daughters, Caitlin and Haley. It's been a while, but I'm coming home. I'll see you soon, and I love you.
Coming up, soldiers jump from C-17s during Talisman Sabre, and military personnel expand their skills during exercise Shared Accord. Check out dvidshub.net for the latest accurate and reliable information as In the Fight continues. In what year did the U.S. Army establish the Paratrooper Division? The answer when we return.
With the new Military 24/7 app from Divots, you turn your favorite mobile device into a window to the front lines. Connect with your nation's finest men and women through our video and photography archives, and stay up to date with news reported directly from service members. Quickly share information and breaking stories with friends via Facebook, Twitter, or email. News, photos, video. Your military 24/7.
From combat-related stress to the day-to-day stressors of life.
This package is going to be completed.
This is the 4th time this week.
Stress can affect every Marine and Marine family. The De-Stress Line provides anonymous counseling for Marines and Marine families when it's needed most. If you're feeling the effects of stress, call today and let us help you win your personal battles.
I want to give a shout out to my family and friends.
I want to send a shout out to my husband,
to my parents, my family back home.
I'd like to give a shout out to my girlfriend.
To my family and friends in Lansing, Michigan.
To my family out in Tucson, Arizona.
To my beautiful wife and children in Des Moines, Iowa.
To everybody in Texas.
In York, Pennsylvania.
Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Chicago, Illinois.
Harrisonburg, Virginia.
Orlando, Florida.
Oceanside, California.
And Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri.
I love you guys. I miss you. And I hope I'll see you soon.
In what year did the U.S. Army establish the Paratrooper Division? The answer is C, 1942. Imagine sitting on a plane for 15 hours, only to then leap out, putting faith in your parachute to land you safely on the ground. That's just what members of the 4th Squadron 9th Cavalry Regiment did as they participated in this year's Talisman Sabre. Army Staff Sergeant Robert Ham files this report.
We started last night at 2300 Alaskan time. Got onto 5 C-17s, flew across the Pacific, 400 plus paratroopers. We refueled with 5 tankers. There were 10 aircraft in the air at the same time, which I think is an incredible amount of resources.
There's nothing like having a forced entry capability in the Pacific, and that's what 425 brings. A capability that can leave Alaska, C-17s with the Air Force, do an in-flight rig and jump into an allied and partnered country to do combat operations. Can't do it anywhere else across the Pacific, and we were able to do it.
The last couple hours on the plane, you just kind of feel the electricity in the atmosphere. Everyone had their game face on, we were ready to do it.
First of all, you can go basically anywhere in the world, as we proved this morning. And second of all, you can quickly mass combat power. You know, we're light infantry and airborne, and so we don't come with much equipment, but we can get there quickly, assemble, and move to the objective. Yeah, I couldn't be more proud of our paratroopers. They were switched on, they were masters of the individual tasks.
This is our mission, this is what we do, so we're glad to be here.
Yeah, and how was the landing?
Any landing you can get up and walk away from is good landing.
In the big picture, expanding military skills is just one component in international training events. Army Broadcasting correspondent Gail McCabe offers some additional insight from exercise Shared Accord.
Make sure y'all stay in a wedge, keep your spacing.
Sergeant Travis Burkhalter says this is a great experience.
Different, but learning a lot, especially about this terrain.
Exposing U.S. soldiers to different terrains, like here in South Africa, is part of U.S. military strategy.
Learned a lot over the past couple of days. Movement's good, communication, a lot of leadership. That's what we like to see.
Learning is an important component. How to shoot, maneuver, function in a foreign land. But there's more. The U.S. military operates 6 geographical combatant commands. Their presence enables the services to sharpen skills while simultaneously strengthening international relationships on a regional level. The primary tool for this are exercises like Shared Accord.
Helps us to understand what their challenges are, helps us to understand how they operate, helps us to understand how we might operate together in the future.
And the future is the key. It's acknowledged the United States has the most modern military and is combat tested. But recent history makes it clear it doesn't stand alone.
Bang, 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 bang!
Bringing soldiers to a foreign land in order to better understand how to fight with an ally is knowledge to live by. Gail McCabe, South Africa.
A fire support team is capable of target acquisition under reduced visibility conditions and has both laser range finding and laser designating capabilities. Army Sergeant P.J. Doran caught up with the Bulldog Brigade's Combat Observation Lays team during Iron Focus to see these soldiers in action.
As two AH-64 Apache attack helicopters circle the desert searching for a target, a team of soldiers prepares to provide them that target. The soldiers are the 3rd Infantry Brigade Combat Team, 1st Armored Division's Colt Section.
This is the Brigade Combat Lasing Team. We're currently out here observing for close combat attack and aviation. We're also providing overwatch for the artillery so they can conduct their registration missions.
The Apache helicopters turn towards a small patch of desert and begin their run. Within seconds, the sound of rockets and cannon fire fills the air as targets designated by the Colt are destroyed. Specialist Hunter Casey, a fire support specialist, explains what exactly the Colt team does to help guide the Apaches to their target.
When the birds come on station, you check them in. They're going to check in, let us know what type of birds they are, what kind of munitions they're using, how long they're going to be on station. We update them on what's going on our side, and then pass them a fire mission, which consists of starting the fire mission, and then it'll have our location, grid location, or distance and direction to the target, as well as the target description, and let them know we're going to be marking with a laser, give them a code, and then fire the laser. They can track the laser and put laser-guided munitions on it if necessary.
The pairing of these two teams makes for a deadly combination that no enemy can hide from. Reporting for the Bulldog Brigade, I'm Sergeant P.J. Doran.
Through heavy darkness and hot afternoons, U.S. service members drive the roads of Afghanistan for hours on end, clearing routes of improvised explosive devices and enemy fighters. Marine Corporal Joshua DeFore brings us their story.
It's 2 a.m., pitch black. A convoy of heavily armored trucks test fire their .50 caliber guns before setting out on the dirt roads of eastern Afghanistan. This isn't a pleasure cruise. These U.S. soldiers will be driving for the next 8 hours to clear their route of improvised explosive devices and various other dangers. In an odd way, they're almost hoping to find something.
Any day that you find it, I mean, the IEDs, they have to be found. It makes me feel real good to know that I've cleared the route for everybody else.
Yeah. Not finding something, it kind of makes me think that the road's a little more clear. It means we're doing our job and making sure the road stays clear. But at the same time, if we find something, I would rather it be us than somebody else, because then if somebody else hits it and we didn't, then, you know, we're not doing our job correctly.
After long hours spent cooped up in a truck, riding through risky valleys and suspicious mountainsides, a little discomfort would be understandable. But the shared experience within each truck creates a bond that keeps the team focused.
It's like a road trip, so yeah, it's either making fun of each other or the stories. It's like you're watching out over your family, and your family's the crew that's in the vehicle. You gotta watch out for them, and your job is practically to take care of them, look over them.
I'm just here to make sure that they get home to their families. You know, route clearance is just slow. I mean, the deliberate missions take hours and hours and hours, but at the end of the day, it's a gratifying feeling to know that the route is clear and everybody's good to go.
Though the mission did not turn up any IEDs, families these soldiers will eventually go home to will take that as a job well done. Reporting from Kunar Province, Afghanistan, I'm Marine Corporal Joshua DeFore.
I'm Captain Alita Johnson with the 101st Airborne Division in Bagram, Afghanistan. I'd like to wish my husband, Gino Johnson, in Sierra Vista, Arizona, a happy birthday. Happy birthday, my love. I love you.
Specialist Jonathan Walsh with 200 Military Police Company from Catonsville, Maryland, currently deployed in Bagram, Afghanistan. I'd like to say hello to my beautiful wife, Katie, my mother-in-law, Pat, my father-in-law, Rick. I love you, miss you guys, and see you soon.
My name is Sergeant Derek Ford. I'm with the 338th Quartermaster Field Services Company, Fort Wayne, Indiana, Indiana National Guard. I'd like to give a shout out to my wife and my son, Zachary, who are back home in Whitestown, Indiana. I want to say I love you guys, and I'll see you all in a couple weeks.
Coming up, Army snipers from across the country test their skills. And we'll showcase some of the best photos from our service members as In the Fight, presented by Divots, continues. Where was the U.S. Army's first permanent sniper school established? The answer when we return.
Training is about more than muscle. It's about inner strength. So I push myself. That's why I serve in the United States Coast Guard. I train with the best, a team that shares my drive and commitment. We collect intelligence, guard our shores against drug smugglers, and keep our waterways safe, because our nation expects more.
If you expect more, maybe you were born ready. Find out at gocoastguard.com.
With the new Military 24/7 app from Divots, you turn your favorite mobile device into a window to the front lines. Connect with your nation's finest men and women through our video and photography archives, and stay up to date with news reported directly from service members. Quickly share information and breaking stories with friends via Facebook, Twitter, or email. News, photos, video. Your military 24/7.
Where was the U.S. Army's first permanent sniper school established? The answer is D, Fort Benning, Georgia. Over the past 10 years, the number of diagnosed TBI, or traumatic brain injuries, has steadily risen. Air Force Staff Sergeant Jason Schamberger shows us how a new care center is greatly helping service members on their road to recovery.
Service members sustaining head injuries from accidents or explosions often suffer from what is known as mild traumatic brain injury, or TBI. In order to combat these injuries, concussion care centers are in place to evaluate and treat soldiers suffering from mild TBI.
The goal of the concussion care center is to properly assess the soldier, go through a standardized phased recovery process, make sure that soldier's symptoms have recovered, make sure that that soldier doesn't have symptoms even when he's stressed.
So I'm going to put this on your mastoid bone in the back.
The centers put the member through a variety of tests in order to see if the symptoms appear under either mental or physical stress. How a patient responds determines the time frame for them returning back to duty.
Anytime anyone has a concussion, the first phase is simply rest. The next stage, you're starting to add some challenges cognitively. Next stage, you're trying to assess physically. And in the final stage, you're getting the full assessment whether you can return to duty.
Got 30 seconds.
Concussion care centers are not only here to diagnose, but also to help soldiers recover quickly.
If we do things right, soldiers recover, they get better, they feel better, they function better, they can return to duty and get back to their units.
Do you usually run every day?
And returning soldiers back to duty is what the concussion care centers are here to do. From Bagram Airfield, Afghanistan, I'm Air Force Staff Sergeant Jason Schamberger.
Being a military sniper requires strong will, patience, endurance, and being a perfect shot. These skills were put to the test recently at the Winston P. Wilson Sniper Challenge, where competitors were tested in real-world scenarios. Army Sergeant Chauncey Reed brings us this story.
The words American Sniper bring images of elite soldiers, highly trained troops with a history that goes back to the American Revolution. The sniper is a unique individual, a force multiplier capable of carrying out covert missions without alerting the enemy of their presence. The sniper teams at this year's Winston P. Wilson Sniper Championship match at Fort Chaffee, Arkansas are no exception.
Center, dead shot.
Over the course of the 5-day competition, sniper teams face a wide range of events to include a difficult night land nav course and multiple target engagement matches, such as a stress fire scenario and a FOB security night fire, all while contending with sleep deprivation. Sniper instructor Shannon O'Keefe walks us through the FOB security match.
So we drop a grenade sim that simulates the base is under attack. They're laying in their beds. They jump up and then grab their equipment and run to their post. They'll follow these little chem lights out to their tower and then engage targets of unknown distance. On you. They know that there's 5 targets.
Throughout the night, sniper teams pushed on in spite of the exhaustion that was evident in Specialist Chris Nava and Specialist Joseph Gonzalez, a sniper team from the California National Guard.
I like how everything's real world oriented, you know, especially this exercise. You know, these are all tasks that we're told that a sniper has to be able to do. So that was a really good exercise.
Although this is a competition, the National Guard Marksmanship Training Center's main focus while hosting this event is sniper training. This presents soldiers and airmen the opportunity to experience real-world scenarios, helping train them to react quickly to unpredictable situations.
All right, stop, up, right there. Hit a target, down a little bit, left.
In the end, from the Iowa National Guard, Sergeant Jamie Koopman and Sergeant Jeremy Henry came out on top as the first place sniper team. Reporting for the National Guard Marksmanship Training Center, I'm Army Sergeant Chauncey Reed.
DVIDS is a 24/7 operation that provides a timely, accurate, and reliable connection between the media and the military serving worldwide. Through a network of over 200 portable satellite transmitters around the globe and a distribution hub in Atlanta, Georgia, DVIDS gives you access to the front lines with live and archived broadcast video, still imagery, and print products. Visit our website at dvidshub.net and search through our enormous video and photo library. Register on our website to gain complete access to high-definition content, along with breaking news alerts and webcasts from top military officials. For questions or comments about In the Fight or DVIDS, you can email us at ondemand@dvidshub.net or follow us on Twitter and Facebook. As we close, we feature some of the best photos that DVIDS has to offer, as we listen to Eddie Horst's composition, Pangea. See you next time, In the Fight.